Hello everyone. So this is like my first time doing like a get ready with me using my new camera. Using my new iPhone, because I want to use this iPhone when I do recording my ASMR and stuff. So hopefully it's clear enough and like it looks good enough. I'm just doing my makeup kind of nice because I'm gonna try and get content pics today. But I thought I would do a get ready with me that's not really like it is a get ready with me, but it's more a story time, a bunch of story times. I wanted to talk about times that I've been in fights with people and like verbal fights, because I have never been in a physical fight. Thank God. I really don't plan on being. Like, do I think I could hold my own? Yes. But like, I'm the type who holds on to conflict stuff for a long time. Like, I don't get over it easy. I replay fights that I had, you know, years and years ago in my head still to this day, because I just have trouble getting over it, you know. So I feel like if I was to go to the extent of like a physical fight, that's like actual trauma. That would cause like actual trauma. I wouldn't be able to get over it. I don't know how the girlies do it. The fighting girlies, like, how do you guys do it? How are you guys okay after and not just thinking about that for the rest of your life? Because I know that I would be, my eyebrows look terrible. I would be thinking about it nonstop, you know? So we're gonna go from the earliest fight I can remember, and this is not really going to include like when I was a kid, like stuff when I was a kid. Like, well, the earliest thing I can remember of like sort of like a conflict with a stranger, this is all going to be about like pretty much with strangers. Like, I didn't really ever fight really anyone that I knew in like a proper fight kind of way, you know? So yeah, I have a couple stories of like mean people online, but I think we'll do a whole nother episode on like bullies / mean people, or like, you know, mean girls. I'm like scared it's gonna stop recording. We'll do a whole little segment on that. But the earliest memory I have is, I've told this story on my TikTok before actually. I remember being in Brunswick with my dad and my brother. I was about 6 years old, so Arthur would have been about 8. And we were like, my dad was like in the bank doing something, and then we were just out on the street like playing with the payphone. Now back in the day you could do this, you know, you could be out on the street and it's fine, you know. Well, honestly, maybe you couldn't because of what happened next. So my brother Arthur was playing at the payphone, and then this lady comes up. So she went up to the payphone where me and my older brother were, and she goes, "Get out of here, you fucking little dickhead." And she yelled at him like that. Like, this fucking bitch. I was looking at her. I was just like, I remember just like staring at her, because like with me, I was always very protective of my brothers. Like, I've always been like that. And then on top of that, like, who is this fucking bitch? Like, you know? And so then Arthur started crying, because he's always been a bit more like, I don't know how to explain his personality, but he just like, whatever, started crying. And I just remember looking at her, and then like my dad came outside, and I told my dad, and he started yelling at her like, "Don't fucking talk to my kids like that, this and that, whatever." And then she like walked off. But that was like my earliest memory of like a kind of like a fight, like a yelling kind of situation. And I remember just saying, I think I was saying to Arthur, "Oh, she's an idiot, she's a stupid lady," or whatever, like, because I was like angry about her. Like, what a dumb bitch, honestly. Like, who yells at fucking a little kid? And like, the thing is, like, it's not like Arthur was a little shit either. Like, he was like a really good little boy. So it was like, fuck off, you know? If anyone ever yelled at my kids, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like, because obviously my dad can't do anything because he's a man, but like, I would just go and bash him. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? If you're that much of a low life that you're gonna fucking yell at a little kid for playing around a payphone, you deserve to get bashed. Anyways, that will be the one time I probably get into a physical fight to defend my children in the future. Let's hope that doesn't have to happen though. Anyways, that was like my earliest memory, right? Fast forward like so many more years of my life, I never really experienced anything. Like, I probably saw people yelling and whatever, like, but I never was involved in altercation except for this one time when I was 16. I told the story before and I will always tell it. So I was at Southern Cross Station with my girlfriends. We had just been at the Retro Star vintage like warehouse sale. They used to, I think they still do them now, but back in the day they did them a lot, and it would be like our favorite thing to go to. And we were at Southern Cross Station, and we were like up the top, we were reading like the train times. We were trying to figure out when our train was coming. While we were doing that, I was with me sitting alone. We hear from a distance like a lot of like yelling, "Fucking you, what are you?" And when you hear stuff like that, look, growing up in Melbourne, you understand, like, there's probably other areas where this is common as well, but especially growing up in Melbourne, when you hear some shit like that, you know, you just keep to yourself. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to just keep to yourself. I've had plenty of run-ins with people, like, this is my first time ever with girls my age, but like plenty of run-on-ins with like ladies like that. What the fuck am I doing with ladies like that first lady? Yeah, but we know, growing up in Melbourne, you know, you just keep to yourself. You know, you just ignore it. You don't look their way. You let them be. You let them do what they got to do. Me and Sienna, being the smart ones, were like, we're not going to look at these girls we can hear yelling because we're kind of a little bit scared and uncomfortable. We're definitely not going to look. My friend Lauren, I swear to God, no sense of awareness, this girl. She stares right at these girls and like looks at them like this, because what happened was the girls had packets like chips. One of the girls like, fuck this, and threw her chips in the air, her hot chips everywhere. So Lauren like couldn't control herself and was just looking like, what the fuck? And then me and Sienna kept pretending to look at the train times. And then we hear the girl go, what the fuck are you looking at? And then I was like, oh, fuck my life, bro. She's seen, like I didn't know at the time, but then like we found out Lauren was looking at it and we're like, what the fuck? Like me and Sienna kept looking at the train times and they kept like yelling at us. And then we didn't know what to do. So we started like walking down towards the train, but so did they. So they got on the escalators to go down and we thought, fuck, we're not going on the same thing as them. So we started going on the stairs. So we were walking down the stairs in the middle and they were on the escalators next to us. So I was walking down the steps and they were just fucking giving it to us like, fucking take those little shoes off your feet. What are they, 97s? And I was like, yeah, they are, because I didn't know what the fuck to say. I sold those shoes after as well because I was so traumatized. And like they were just like yelling at us saying they were going to do all this and that, but they were like small, by the way. They were literally like our age, small bleached blonde hair girls. They probably couldn't have done shit, but like obviously being like the more scared one, they're going to be able to do something if they're like acting crazy, right? And then like they're yelling at us, whatever. And then one starts really targeting my friend Sienna and like goes up to her and literally like goes to like hit her and slaps her on the ass, which I feel like she did not mean to do that, girls. Thus, she did not mean to do that, but it happened. And then Sienna was like, don't fucking touch me, which to this day I always think, Sienna, you got balls, because I feel like I would have choked. I feel like I would have shit myself because I do not like, I always forget the word, I literally said it at the start. Like conflict or whatever, like I really like, unless it's with someone I know, and then, you know, you can have a comfortable argument, like, I'm not really one for that. So that stuff really like, it makes me just get upset and like triggered and I get really flustered and like, I'll think about it for ages. Like it's so annoying. Anyway, so Sienna was like, don't fucking touch me. And girls like, don't fucking touch me. And then I was just scared they were going to try and steal my fucking retro style stuff. And then the girls kept yelling. And then they like, by the way, all these strangers were around just watching, which is like, I actually hate when that happens because I swear, like, fair enough if we were getting picked on like a big gang of like, I don't know, a big gang of like Islander girls, and no one is going to mess with an Islander girl. So you know what? If people saw us getting yelled at by Islander girls, I might be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to interfere. But it was two little blonde Aussie girls. Like they couldn't have actually done anything, but we were literally being bullied, like literally like bullied. And everyone there was just watching. And it's like, maybe I understand, like maybe people didn't know what to do, but like, bro, we're literally being like yelled at. We don't look like we're in a gang. It doesn't look like it's a gang on gang kind of thing. Like we look like we're literally being just like bullied for no reason. So to this day, I'm always like, that's kind of like a shit kind of situation because like, as I said, fair enough if it was like something where no one could help. But like, I feel like someone could have easily been like, oh, piss off or something to the girls. You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever. So then the girls got on the train and then we didn't get on the train even though it was our train, and they like rode off. And then we all stood in a circle and literally were like, oh my God, we're freaking out. And we were like tearing up because we were like freaking out so bad. And like, yeah, and then we ended up seeing like a few weeks later, they went viral on Facebook of just like being known for like really bothering other girls on like trains, like yelling at girls and yelling at old people and stuff and like causing like a scene and a problem. Yeah, it was really fucked. So that was like my first, you know, like proper situation. And I always thought back at that day and thought, oh, I wish I did more. I wish I stood up for myself more. I wish I stood up for my friends more. So like, yeah, and I've never been in a situation again where it's been like a proper like thing with like girls my age. Like other than like, obviously like girls being mean to me, because of course that's fucking happened again. But like, yeah, I've never been in a situation again, which makes me think either girls are getting nicer or maybe I'm just getting older. But like, if you're a girl who fights, like you really need to get out of that phase, babe, because it's just not a good look. And it's like, why would you want to make other people feel uncomfortable? Like obviously 100% those girls who were all like 16 at the time, they would have had shit going on at home that was making them like that. Like I always think like when I see like random kids out, like the other day, me and my boyfriend were like getting the train home and there was like 3 boys on there. They looked, I kid you not, maybe like 13, 12 or 13 literally. And they were like, I think they were high. And they were just acting a little bit weird. And they were just being a little bit like yelling. I don't know how to explain, but they were being like, you know. And at first I was thinking like, whose fucking parents lets their kids go out. And then I thought, you know what? Being out right now is probably better for them than being at home. Like, you never know. Like, if they are out at like 8:30 on like a Wednesday night with their scooters and like baked, like, for them, that is probably a better place like to be in than be at home. If they had all the things that, and like a safe family and stuff that made them want to be home, then they probably would be home on a Wednesday night at 8:30. Do you know what I mean? Like what my brother does, he just goes and plays computer games, and he's 12. But it's like, some of those kids probably don't have that. And sometimes it's like hard for me to like, know, like I always say, I don't give a fuck about, oh, the bully probably has a hard life at home. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Doesn't mean you being mean to other people and make their life shit. Like, I'm sorry, but no. But it is a good way to like try and like understand them a little bit more. And like, even if they're like, those boys weren't causing any trouble to anyone, but like the fact that they were out and clearly like intoxicated with something and they were so young, you kind of judge them at first and judge them. But then you're like, hang on, it's not actually their fault. It's definitely their parents and their environment, because if they had a better environment, they would probably be at home right now. Anyway, the next time I remember getting into a fight with someone, I was when I was working at Officeworks, this bitch, okay, this is like my first Karen experience. So I was like new to being in print and copy at Officeworks. Print and copy, you laminate things, you print things, you make binders, you make posters, whatever. And this lady came in and she was really uptight. She had like a French accent. And she said to me, can you do the fastest thing you know how to do? Okay, listen to the wording. The fastest thing you know how to do to bind these papers. It was like this thick of paper, like papers, right? And they were fucking old and crinkly. So just like, if you understand print and copy, you know that's really hard to bind as it is. She told me to do the fastest thing you know how to do. You know what? Was just in print and copy. You know what the fastest type of binding I knew how to do was? Coil binding. So that requires me to like punch holes like every 20 pages and like feed like a coil through it. Now, that's all I knew how to do, right? So I was doing it. It's taken me a while because these papers were so crinkled. It was hard to get them all in the right spot. So I was like putting them in, like trying to get them in the right spot, whatever. I was trying to do my best job because I'd only been in print copy for a couple of weeks at this point. A couple of weeks isn't enough. Like, you know, like 2 shifts a week isn't enough to be pro. But anyways, this lady starts getting like a bit like, and by the way, we are so busy at this point. Like, there's so many people like in the line and I'm just back here trying to like bind these ladies' stupid bind things. I hear her huffing and puffing like, like whatever. And I'm like, this bitch. And then I look over at her and she's like looking at me and like huffing and she's on the phone. She starts speaking about me on the phone. Oh, this girl, I've asked this girl to bind the books, because she kept asking like, is it ready? I've asked this girl to bind the books and she's taking so long. This is just ridiculous. She's so slow. I don't know what's wrong with her. She starts saying that. Now, there's one thing about me, and it's might not be a good thing, but I have this thing with like adults, or like now I'm an adult, so it's different, but like, I guess you would have called it like Gen X, millennial, baby boomers, whatever the fuck. Growing up, I always had an issue with authority, always. Like, I'd always get in trouble at school. I'd always really, like a lot of the times, either really, really love my teacher or really, really hate them. I was always the type that was like, you have to earn my respect, but like the moment I feel like you're treating me unfairly, I do not have any respect for you. I do not give a fuck about you. I can't stand you. Like, especially when it comes to adults. Like, I am like that with people as well. Like, as soon as I feel like someone doesn't like me, is a bit mean to me, that's it. They're cancelled in my book. Like, I can't. Especially, I've always been like that with adults. Like, I don't know why, but I just can't fathom. I've never been able to fathom the idea just because someone is older than you, therefore you have to respect them. Just because someone is a teacher, just because you have to respect them. Like, don't obviously be a dickhead, but if a teacher is mean, like the teachers that I was in primary school with were so horrible. Like, you see these teachers now on TikTok, how nice they are to their primary students. We didn't have that. We had old women who hated their job, hated their life, were 70 years old, should be retiring, grade prep teacher, grade 1 prep teacher, grade 6 teacher. And they would scream at you and yell at you. Our prep teacher in the first term called Sienna, my best friend, you're such a stupid girl, because she made her clothes too small for her gingerbread man. Imagine saying to a 5-year-old, you're a stupid girl, and she started crying. Like, these people should not have had jobs. So I've always had this thing against like authority that like they're a bit of like fuckwits. Like, they're not nice. Like, and then when there was ones I loved, and I loved them with all my heart, like I was like obsessed with them, like, you know, and I would respect them and do anything they wanted. Anyway, so this is like my first Karen experience. So this lady who was older, which I'm already like tense because I'm like, babe, you don't try and act like you're better than me, or like you're so high and mighty because you're old, because I couldn't give lots of fuck. She starts like talking about me. Oh, this girl's so slow. So then I call out over the desk at Officeworks. Like, I probably shouldn't have done this, but I was like, I literally call out over the desk and I was like, you asked me to do the fastest way I know. This is the fastest way I know. And then she starts going, oh. And I was like, this is the fastest way I can do it. I'm sorry that I'm not going fast enough for you, but like, this is what I know. You told me to do what I know. And then she didn't like know what to say. And she was like, oh. And she just like got really angry and arced up or whatever. And then she keeps like talking about me on the phone. And then another coworker, TJ, was like, listen, let me just do this for you. Like, let me just like do the really fast like ironing one. And he's like, don't go near her. Like, I know she's being like, you know, about like at the time we didn't really say Karen, but now like she was being a Karen, just like whatever, let me finish it. So I was like, he like finished it. And I couldn't believe that I like at like 17 like yelled over at a lady, but like, I don't give a fuck. I'm glad I did that, bro. Like, stand up for yourself. Like, I always advocate for fucking don't be rude first, but if someone be's rude to you, go for your life. I don't care who they are, how old they are, if they're a boy or girl, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, always, like, you know, stand up for yourself. So yeah, and then she said to my manager, like, oh, tell that girl she got a bad attitude and get that chewy out of her mouth. Bitch, I can have a chewy at work. What do you think this fucking is? You think this is your country and you rule it, idiot? She's such an idiot. And like the fact that she's like someone's grandma. Sorry. This is the next story. I'm basically done my makeup now, but I'll tell you guys one more story. Now, I'm going to be careful with my choice of lip liner because people in my TikTok were like, oh, what is that lip liner you're wearing? You don't fucking get it. You don't get wearing a dark brown lip liner with a pink. Okay, it's cunty slay, bitch. Anyway, so this just happened recently, okay? My dad was on a live stream on Sunday with these like random American people. Like in a live stream with these random American like older ladies, and there was like one man, I think. And I could hear him talking to them for ages, laughing, gasbagging. And then I heard my dad saying, oh, this is my car, this is my wife's car, this is my street. And he was out the front filming our street, filming the cars. Now, let's think about this. When a creator is on live, anyone who follows that creator can see this person's on live. Therefore, they can click it. Now, I'm used to my dad's live streams lately having in the hundreds and hundreds of views, right? Also, a lot of my followers follow my dad. A lot of them. I have so many people tell me, oh my God, love your dad, because a lot of my followers follow my dad. So I'm overhearing this and I'm thinking, my dad is showing the street. I've already had people say, I know what area you live in, da, 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 da. I'm like, I don't really want to risk people like recognizing the street because it's possible, right? So I got out the front and yelled out to my dad, Dad, like stop showing the street. Like, what are you doing? And then my dad calls out like, oh, shush. He says something like, he was rude to me. And then he tells the people on live, oh yeah, like I have 3 sons and a daughter, like that was my daughter. And then I clicked on my dad's live on my phone because I'm like, if he's not listening to me out there, I'm going to click do it on the live. So on the phone, I went on the live and it was like all these people and it said one lady was the host. So like, I don't know if this is a new form of live stream, but like, I guess if it's like a group of like 9, now when you comment, everyone can see the comments. But like, you know how normally it's like, if you click on the person's live, you comment and only they can see your comment and not the other creator. Anyway, I didn't know it was like this. So I just commented, stop showing the street, bro. Like, what are you doing? And then the main American lady was like, stop showing the street, bro. And then I said, I said, people will recognize it. And then the main lady, like they all started it, but we're gonna talk about the fucking main lady, was like, oh, honey, don't worry. We're all the way in America. We're not gonna find your dad. Thinking, bitch, I'm not talking about fucking you. So I commented, no, I'm talking about my followers. And then my dad goes, oh, my dad starts being rude, which I feel like kind of instigated them to be rude to me. My dad was being rude to me, being like a smartass for like a bantery way, but I think that instigated them to be rude. Then he was like, look at her account. She's got heaps of followers. And like they clicked on, they're like, oh, a few of them were like, oh, she's pretty, she got so many followers. And then I commented, my followers, because they were saying no. And I said, oh, my followers follow my dad. And I was trying to explain, you fucking dumb fucking lady, your fucking brain is the size of a fucking pea, bitch. I was trying to explain to her, I'm talking about my followers. I don't care if you got fucking 5 viewers. I don't know if one of them's a fucking stalker, bro. I need to just tell my dad, don't film the street. Like, let's be smart. Let's not film the street. So this lady goes, oh, honey, you've got so many followers, but let me tell you, I ain't one of them. Okay, babe, no one fucking asked, bitch. I commented, I'm not talking to y'all. Did it in an American way so they could probably understand a little bit better. I said, I'm telling my dad. She reads the comment, I'm telling my dad, as me fucking saying, I'm gonna go and tell my dad like a policeman. You dumb slut. She goes, oh, honey, I don't care who you tell your dad. I don't care who your dad is, who your mom is, who your grandpa is. What you're not gonna do is get on my live and you're gonna be respectful in my chat. This literal brain fart woman thinks that I am telling her, I'm telling my dad. Babe, no, my dad's in the fucking chat, bro. My dad's literally on the live, you idiot. My dad's not helping, by the way. He's egging him on, which I'm not talking to my dad right now. Sorry, but no. Then I comment again, she starts saying, you're going to be respectful in my chat. She starts arcing up. Oh, wow, honey, I don't care who you are. I'll block you. Oh, you blocked me. Oh, my God. Oh, what's going to happen if you block me? I don't give a fuck. I'm talking to my dad. I'll go out the front. So then she starts keep on going. And I'm telling my mom, look at this. Look what's happening. And the lady just keeps on going like, I don't care how many followers you got. She's going off. She's having to go me. By the way, this bitch is like 50. So then I'm having enough. I can hear her. She's talking shit about me, basically. I put my phone down. I walk out the front of where my dad is on live with them. Now, this is where I'm angry at my dad. I grab my dad's phone. I look at them and I say, hey, I'm not talking to you guys. I said, people know what area we live in and my followers follow my dad. If they click on his live and he's showing the street, someone could recognize it. There's a house across the street for sale with the street name on it. Someone could see that and recognize it. And I don't want that to happen. So then the lady starts going, if you could tell your dad this the whole time, why didn't you just come outside? Why did you? Because I was saying I wasn't typing it to you. Why did you say it in the chat? And then my dad put the camera on, and I was telling him, Dad, get off with these people. Then my dad was putting the camera back on me, and my dad started being fucking manipulative and going, oh, give me a kiss on the cheek to try and act like we're friends. Oh, honey, we're not friends. You were just letting these old bags be rude to me. No, sorry, not happening. They keep being rude. Oh, I don't know who you are. I don't know. She's like going on off of me. I'm telling her, girl, what are you talking about? He gives me the camera. I said, get the fucking camera off me. I don't want to talk to them. And she goes, honey, I will block you. You're getting blocked. Babe, no one gives a fuck that you're blocking me, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I was never speaking to you once. I was telling my dad in the chat, she goes, if your dad was here, you could have, I fucking came outside and yelled at him to stop showing the street, bro. And he didn't listen. So that's why I came in the chat and started typing. So anyways, I was like having a full like yelling thing with her. I said, Dad, get this off me. And then she started, she kept going, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, just stop. I'm like, you're fucking idiots. And I ended the live. I don't know if my dad spoke in a minute. After that was over, I said to my dad, you let them fucking speak to me like that. These random old bags from America. They don't even know what they're talking about. I was fuming and I have not spoken to my dad for 2 days. Like, I don't know if I was speaking to him when this video is up, but I'm sorry, no. I was absolutely fuming and I was waiting for one of those ladies to comment on one of my recent videos and say like, oh, you're very rude, because I want to do it and make a video so bad about it. But they only had 5 viewers and I'm pretty sure they're just like, you know, random old people that do live. So whatever, go and live your life. I don't give a fuck, but you're dumb. Like, you're dumb. And that just really instilled in me how stupid some people in America are. Not everyone, but just because I know that if that was a bunch of Aussie people, Australian people, they would have understood exactly what's happening. They wouldn't understand me being like, stop showing the street, bro, was talking to my dad. They wouldn't understand me saying, I'm telling my dad, was me talking to my dad chat. They wouldn't have thought, I'm telling my dad on you. No one is trying to fucking fight with you, babe. And sometimes when it's like ladies like that, that reminds me, this is why in America, they're all so like obsessed with Karens. And it shocks me, but then I see people like that and I go, this makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense that you guys deal with all these, can I speak to the marriage? Like, obviously we have that in Australia too, don't get me wrong. But I swear it's amplified over there because what the hell was that? What was that? I was furious, bro. I was so angry. And I was so proud of myself for standing up for myself and yelling at them. I'm like, sorry, no. I'm not a fucking little pussy, bitch. And if it was in person, I would have yelled at her still. I don't care. I don't deal with old people being rude. I swear these old ladies specifically love to have a go at young girls out of jealousy, 100%. I was not being rude to her once and she was straight away rude to me. As soon as she saw my account, everyone started saying I was beautiful. She started being rude to me. Look, I'm not saying that's like a direct thing, but I don't think it would have helped my situation. That was a really, really long rant, guys. I'm sorry if I just shocked anyone with that rant. But it needed to be said. It really needed to be said. I'm very angry about it. Like, you know, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to go do my hair and stuff. I don't look the best because this is like definitely not my finished look. But I hope you guys enjoyed those stories. Peace and love. Follow me on Instagram. Bye.